In recent weeks, thanks to the initiative of the USA, we have experienced a momentum like we have not seen since February 24, 2022. On this issue, we are both in very close communication with President Zelensky, with our European partners, but also with President Trump. As you know, yesterday we spoke extensively with President Trump together with Keir Starmer and Emmanuel Macron. This work, which the work we are doing together, remains extraordinarily difficult. There is a very simple reason for this. President Putin is relentlessly continuing his brutal war against the Ukrainian civilian population. At the same time, he is quite visibly stalling in the negotiations. Against this background, we are pursuing three overarching goals. First, we want a ceasefire for Ukraine that will finally bring an end to this terrible war after almost 4 years. Second, this ceasefire must be supported by robust legal measures and material guarantees, unlike the Minsk Agreement. Only in this way can we ensure that it has the prospect of lasting. And finally, thirdly, a negotiated solution must safeguard European security interests. It must not at the expense of the unity of the European Union and NATO. And that is why it is so important that we Europeans are also part of this process. No peace over our heads. There are still difficult questions ahead of us. However, we all agree that only Kyiv can decide which territorial arrangement it can accept. It would be a mistake to push the Ukrainian president into a peace that his people cannot support after 4 years of suffering and dying. Therefore, we are also making it clear to him that we stand with Ukraine for the long haul to achieve the common goals I have just briefly described. To advance this work, we will further increase the pressure on Moscow. Not least, we will take a tougher stance against the Shadow Fleet. Take action. At the same time, we will continue to provide massive support to Ukraine. Above all, we want to use the immobilized Russian assets in Europe to enable Ukraine to effectively protect itself against future Russian attacks. All of this serves a dual purpose that unites us, dear Mark. Peace in Ukraine, and for Ukraine, and security in Europe.